Oh, yeah. Drop it. What's going on, Middle Tennessee? This is Mornings on Main Street, and I'm Chris Yao, joined as always by Justin Kulik.
Hey.
So glad to have you all with us here as you take a look at downtown Nashville. It's Broadway, it's Fifth Avenue, it's Bridgestone Arena, and, of course, the yellow windows of Alan Jackson's AJ's Good Time Bar. And apparently, we got some Yeehaw Brewing being delivered, getting ready for the big weekend here in Nashville. Justin,
I'll boot it.
missed you yesterday, man. How's it going?
Doing well, man. Thanks. Yeah, I missed the show. We traveled down to Mr. Watson Brown's, Coach Watson Brown, to set him up for the George Plaster show, and he's looking better and sounding better than ever.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. It's what we're looking forward to.
Yes.
All the time. I'm telling you, it is such a blast
People
to
are
be able to hear what Watson has to say each and every day on the George Plaster Show from 4 to 6. So we've got a great show for you today. We've got our top 3 stories around Middle Tennessee coming up here in just a few moments. We also got a chance to talk to Nick Tressler of Raised Rowdy, but when he's repping Raised Rowdy, his name is not Nick Tressler, it's Nicky T.
Hey,
and
Nicky T.
Yeah, there's a long, great story behind his and I's friendship. It's great. I'll tell you sometime. But it's always a blast to talk to Nicky T. And we've got, of course, your weather, traffic coming up here in just a few moments. All of that and much, much more right here on Mornings on Main Street. But before we get into anything else, Justin, I'm tired.
Me too, man. Me too.
What are you tired from?
I'm tired of from just working yesterday. Tommy's show last night. Late.
Oh, that's right. You had to do Coach's Night Out. So if you haven't watched Coach's Night Out, you can do that. That's on Main Street Media TV as well. You can watch this show live or any of our shows. You can watch them live on the MSM TV app. Just search Main Street Media TV on your Roku, Apple Fire Stick device, or on your iOS device. We have the free mobile app that you can watch and listen to there as well. And then you can go back and watch it on demand if you missed any part of it. So
yeah, you can do it in slow-mo. Watch Tommy in slow-mo is fantastic. I do that for fun.
Well, let's go now.
What are you tired from there, Chris?
I'm not tired from anything. I'm tired of trying to explain to people how the funding for the Titan Stadium is going to work. I really wish people would just stop talking without reading. It's so frustrating.
I know it is. It's like just bah humbug from them. They won't listen to any reason.
It's not that they don't listen to reasons. It's like they're not listening to the facts.
Right.
I mean, it's simple. It's not hard.
Oh, and that's really it. Like, it's like them asking if they have to pay for anything, the appropriate people saying no, and then still being like, yeah.
Unless you go. If you don't go down there, you don't pay for anything.
Right.
At all.
If you don't want it, don't pay.
Every single bit of the funding is coming from that campus.
And everybody knows taxes are a suggestion. They're not like mandatory.
Sure. You tell that to the IRS. Tell that to the IRS. No, but yeah. So I'm tired of it. We're not going to talk about it anymore because I'm over it. I'm not arguing with people on the internet anymore. It's not worth it. I'm just going to let it be.
There you go. I was doing Casey's take earlier this morning, and he was saying he got on his burner account the other night because he doesn't want to. He has a burner Twitter account.
Yes,
so he can just like talk mess to everybody.
Do you know what his burner Twitter account is?
No, do you? Because I'd love to follow.
I do, and it's hilarious.
He just dropped it like casually. He's like, I got on my burner account the other day and was talking to Alabama fans. I was like, that's amazing.
Which he absolutely, yes, he definitely does. It's great. Well, let's get into a couple of things. Like, I know you guys are wondering, it's so beautiful outside. Is it going to be that way all day? Well, here to tell you is Justin Kulik.
Thank you, sir. The weather is brought to you by Roy Meat Service. This little neighborhood eatery, market / butcher is so friendly and yummy. It's more more than reasonably priced. You can go there, have great meet and threes. You can show up after 7 p.m. even. Um, they'll serve you no matter what. It's the best local place in Nashville to get your meat from. Me and Chris love going down there and having the Es Fernando's quesadillas, whether it be bologna sandwich, ribs, mac and cheese, RC Cola, you'll be in heaven. And like I said, the staff there is so nice and attentive. You can visit them online at roymeatservice.com and see everything I'm talking about. They have an awesome photo gallery and website altogether. You can go visit them in person by visiting 605 South 19th Street in Nashville, or you can give them a call at 615-227-2583. And the weather today is mostly sunny, high 64. That's a nice temp. Low 39, still too cold. 1% chance of rain. That always reminds me of the movie Holes. You know, when they're digging holes and they're looking at that one cloud and they're like, make it, you can make it in front of the sun.
Yes.
So there's 99% chance that it won't rain, which is great. 25% chance of 25% humidity today. And the UV index is cut in half, 5 out of 10 for all the foreigners out there. Right? I said foreign to Tennessee. Correcting myself, but that's your weather.
Burners.
Yeah. you.
Well, let's also take a look now at our real-time traffic brought to you by.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Your Nashville traffic report is brought to you by our friends at 54 Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults. They're a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting the website joinallofus.org/50forward. Well, looks like there is some merging delays right there at Fessler's Lane and eastbound on I-40. Surprise, surprise. No one is surprised by that. It doesn't look like we have any accidents to report. So it looks like just merging delays across the downtown area and the downtown loop coming into Nashville. Like I said, into downtown. Looks like Murfreesboro is good. Lebanon is good. Columbia down here in Columbia. We've got a little we've got some, that's construction traffic. No wonder. There's construction down here on 65 southbound just before the Bear Creek Pike exit in Columbia. Then it's kind of slow. But other than that, no real issues. So take that as you will.
Nice.
And enjoy the day.
Get out there, folks.
Get out there and enjoy it. It's going to be a great day. All right. So today's National Calendar Day.
Yes. You jumping into it?
Yeah, let's jump in.
Love it.
Today, and I'm all for this,
man.
Chicken and Waffles Day. Do you like chicken and waffles?
I do. So here's the thing, though. I don't like syrup on my chicken. So if I'm going to get waffles, they have to be on separate plate, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of chicken and waffles because you're really just having chicken and then waffles, if that makes sense.
How do you? Why do you? Yes, absolutely. What are you talking about?
Okay, let me rephrase. Would you get syrup with your chicken?
Absolutely.
Really?
It's delicious. Have you tried it? Or are you just like worried that it's not going to be good?
It just freaks me out that it's like a hand food and you have to use syrup. It's too sticky. It's just the whole thing, you know?
But it's not it doesn't have to be a hand food.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I've never
typically when I eat chicken and waffles, the chicken is boneless, so like you can just cut it up, right? And you cut it up with the waffle. You take a big bite of chicken, waffle, syrup, butter, all of that's in there. Listen, it was 2015, 2016-ish, the first time I ever had chicken and waffles, because like you, I was like, really? That just doesn't sound right. That can't be right. What are you talking about?
Why would they do that?
But one night, at a church service,
someone's looking
had dinner after church, and they served chicken and waffles, and I was like, well, I'm already here. I might as well try it. And it was delicious.
Life-changing.
So now I eat chicken and waffles all the time. The problem is that my wife doesn't. Sorry, not that she doesn't like it. She's also afraid to try it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think because the way you just described it sounded amazing. So,
I mean, it's so good. Just one bite of all of it. Just
right, all of it at the same time.
I'm telling you, it really is worth trying. If you've not tried chicken and waffles, well, you should.
I just didn't think that syrup and chicken would go good together, but you're
Oh,
right.
I didn't either. But like
It's
for
ignorant
whatever
of me.
reason, if the chicken is fried correctly, like with a good crisp, and it's kind of, it's a little spicy, maybe like a Bojangles, and then you get
Yeah,
the sweet with the spicy, it's just it really is just perfect.
good to know. All right. Well, since it's International Day, I might, or not international, but National Day of Chicken
National
and
Chicken
Waffles,
and
I might
Waffles Day,
give it
Roscoe's, baby. I have a
Oh.
Roscoe's chicken and waffle T-shirt.
That's awesome. I actually use this still. I have a Whataburger notepad.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
leather-bound book too.
Gotta love the leather-bound Whataburger note. Is that what you got at the grand opening?
Yeah, it is actually. Yes, it is. They put them in a goodie bag.
And also today, internationally, it is International Sloth Day.
Oh, dang.
That is just the cutest thing.
He's like, this is my leaf.
This is my leaf. Don't, I'm just gonna sit here and eat this leaf
For a while.
I'm not a huge I don't have any huge deal with sloths. Like I'm not like, oh, sloths are awesome. I love sloths. But
Yeah,
some people do.
that's true.
And on International Sloth Day, I thought there's no way that we can not play this video of Kristen Bell on Ellen and her reaction to her husband Dax Shepard getting her a sloth for her birthday. So please, seen this, you're gonna wanna. And Justin has not seen
Yeah,
it.
this will be live reaction.
If you have seen it, watch this for Justin's reaction because you know it's gonna be fantastic, just like your first time seeing it. So here we go.
Dax did something really sweet.
He certainly did. Well, one of the many sweet things he's done. So I turned 31 this past summer, and he said, I'm gonna get you a present that no one else will ever get in their lifetime. And I was confused and thought, okay. So the day of my birthday, we're sitting in the living room, and I hear a knock at the door, and he says, your present's here. Why don't you go grab the dogs and go in the back room? And I had no context for knowing what it was. But I grabbed the dogs, walk into the back room of the house, and I immediately was overcome, and I thought, there's a sloth near. There's a sloth here, it's close, it's gonna happen. And I didn't know how to process that because my entire life had been waiting for this moment where I would get to interact, I'm serious, with the sloth. And first thing you should know about me, if I'm not between a 3 and a 7 on the emotional scale, I'm crying.
You're crying if it's
Too sad, I'm crying if I'm too excited.
happy.
Always.
So between 3 and 7 you're fine.
It's a good zone.
Okay.
And right now, I'm at like a 6, 9, 7, so we're lucky that I'm not crying right now
Okay,
because I'm
good.
excited to be here.
Good.
So I am sitting on my bed, knowing that a sloth is here.
Where are you now on the scale?
11.
Wow.
I start to have a full-fledged panic attack. I don't know how to compete with all this emotion, so I just kind of crawl up on the bed, and I'm crying so hard, and Dax knocks on the door, and he has a video camera, and he's like, surprise, I want you to come out into the, are you all right? And sees me basically fetal on the bed, and
I think you brought a little
I
footage
did.
of that.
It's embarrassing.
I
but
cannot wait to see it.
It's worth watching.
Yes.
Because it's embarrassing. So we can take a look. Oh, there's a little sloth.
There one is. All right, let's watch the, oh no.
I wasn't joking. I was absolutely.
How did you guess that?
I don't know.
You're so sad that one's coming to your party. Do you want to come be a part of setting up his little habitat?
He's coming for the party.
Oh my God!
I was having a birthday party later that evening, and they had set up a little habitat of it's essentially a jungle.
Do you want to be a part of the party?
I knew it. I don't know why.
She said, I'm so excited.
It's so funny. I would have never guessed. I guess they must have a sloth thing, like you were saying. How you don't have one? I guess they have one in their family because I would not. Guess.
Yeah, that's not the thing that okay, I'm really good at guessing gifts.
Yeah, at least ballpark, right?
And so but I have an intuition too. So if it were something that I really wanted, I'd probably be like, okay, she got me something whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think sloth is so far down the list because then again, he did say a gift that no one else will ever get.
That's true. I mean, where do you go? Sloths are us?
You just get a sloth to come to your birthday party.
He's like a elder sloth. He's down on his luck. Having to do parties.
Oh man, that's one of the greatest internet videos of all time. I'm so excited. He's coming to the party.
You want to go help with his habitat?
Yeah, Dax with the habitat. It's so funny. Oh man. Well, there you go. It's International Sloth Day, and what a day it is. Oh man.
For real, for everybody. Everybody enjoy.
Oh well, let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll get you our top 3 stories of the day. So stick around here on Mornings on Main Street Media TV.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. We've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So, whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
This is Eric Berner with Rock Castle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
You see that emblem in the bottom left there.
I do love a good look at the Batman building. The top of the Regions building. Always good.
That's the one they forgot to put a roof on.
Clearly.
Flying high with birds.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel.
You know how I feel, man.
You can see the traffic there on Korean is non-existent, so that's good.
Hype.
I don't see any issues down here on the pedestrian bridge either. That's always good.
No people running from or to something.
Not yet. Not yet. It's always a good thing. Welcome back in. It's Mornings on Main Street. I'm Chris Yao. He's Justin Kulik, and we have got your top 3 stories coming your way right here on Mornings on Main Street. We start with Blood Assurance because they are pleading for donors after a serious decline in donations during fall break for many area school districts. Now, over the course of the last week, the nonprofit experienced a 90% reduction in donations. Now, as of Monday, October 17th, it had just 1 day's supply of O positive, O negative, and B negative blood units available for distribution to more than 70 regional medical facilities. With so many folks traveling, fall break really hurt us, according to Dr. Liz Culler, Chief Medical Officer for Blood Assurance. Blood transfusions are taking place every 2 seconds, so it's imperative that we get people to donate to donation centers and mobile blood drives over the next couple of days. Platelet donations are also in critical demand with fewer than 30 units on the Blood Assurance shelves. Ideally, we'd like to have more than 60 units available every day. Platelets are needed by patients who experience trauma, bleeding during surgery, patients with aplastic anemia, transplant recipients, patients with leukemia, and those receiving treatments for cancer, said Culler. As a token of appreciation for donating, Blood Assurance is giving all donors an autumn-themed coffee mug through the end of the month. Donors can schedule an appointment at bloodassurance.org/schedule or by calling 800-962-0628. You can also text BAGIVE, BAGIVE, to 999-777. Walk-ins are always accepted. To be eligible to donate blood, you must be at least 17 years old or 16 years old with the parental consent, weigh at least 110 pounds, and be in good health. Donors are asked to drink plenty of fluids, avoiding caffeine, and eat a meal that is rich in iron prior to donating. In a corner of Nashville's Centennial Park on Tuesday night, 10-year-old Kaylin Buford belted out a gospel version of Bridge Over Troubled Water with her Temple Church choir. A few minutes later, Vince Gill performed his song, Pretty Little Adriana, which he said was inspired by the murder of 12-year-old Adrian Dickerson in 1995. The two performances ended the dedication ceremony for the new Children's Memorial Garden of Nashville by reminding those gathered why they were there, to remember the Nashville children who have died from violence and to renew a commitment to prevent these tragedies. City leaders, including Mayor John Cooper, District Attorney Glenn Funk, and Police Chief John Drake, gave remarks over video. Cooper and Funk were also in attendance. The original Children's Memory Garden was dedicated in 1996, and the new garden is located near it. In 1996, it was formally dedicated with 35 children remembered. Today, more than 250 children are remembered there. The previous garden was not handicap accessible and was subject to ponding water during heavy rain. The new garden features winding sand-colored granite benches built into the walls, a willow oak memory tree, lighting on the ground that looks like stars, and a lighthouse monument with the sides covered with the names of the children who have lost their lives to violence. The lighthouse is divided into 2 sections by a low granite wall with a break in it that symbolizes life cut short. But for Andrea Kant, former First Lady of Tennessee and committee chair for the Children's Memory Garden, the work isn't done. For nearly 250 children are remembered in the garden, and that number is rising. As part of the new era of the garden, I think this is a statistic that really must be addressed, she said in her speech. She founded the nonprofit You Have the Power to advocate for victims of violence violent crime and prevent violence. She is collecting the stories of children to publish in Voices from the Garden books. 3 of those have been published so far. And finally, New Balance Athletics officials on Tuesday announced the leading athletic footwear and apparel manufacturer will invest $68.5 million to establish a new distribution center in Lebanon. The center will be located in the Speedway Industrial Park and is expected to have approximately 150 employees. The center will support a portion of the company's digital commerce business for footwear, apparel, and accessories, as well as service its wholesale and retail operations for its apparel business, according to the news release. The new automated processing facility will be approximately 350,000 square feet and is expected to be completed in late summer 2023. Founded in 1906 and headquartered in Boston, Massachusetts, New Balance is a global athletic footwear and apparel leader with more than 7,000 associates worldwide and a global annual sales of $4.4 billion in 2021. As a former educator and coach, I recognize the significance of the New Balance brand and welcome them today to our community. I also want to thank the leader in sportswear and accessories for their confidence in Wilson County, Tennessee. We look forward to them being a long-term Team New Balance member. Randall Hutto, the Wilson County mayor, said in the news release.
Man,
there you are. And that's pretty big. I mean, look at all of those. Look at this. I mean, Amazon.
Right. No, I was wondering how they're gonna fit in shoes, apparel, and all that, but I mean, they really found a New Balance.
Well done. Well done. I mean, the Speedway is right there. So, I mean, it's really interesting to me how this particular area has become such a
hotspot.
It is a in Lebanon and Wilson County particularly, really, kind of went head first, went all in on distribution centers with Cracker Barrel and Dollar General, and with FedEx and all of those things. I think it's been impressive. It really has.
It's funny because we tell ourselves that it's not because of people from Nashville or like people moving to Nashville. They really they just want to be Lebanonites. Lebanonite.
I
Lebanese?
mean, Lebanese would be the
that'd be the country.
for the country, but I guess it's the same thing. So,
and what makes it? I mean, I know there's a bunch of Lebanons, but there's only one Lebanon.
That's right. There's only one Lebanon. Lebanon.
Yeah, Lebanon.
It's like a couple of years ago, there was a guy who went to Franklin County for a story for Nashville television, and he asked somebody like what the town name was, and they told him Huntland, and they put Huntlin at the bottom of the screen. Huntland. That's what he said. So
who might have said that that's wrong,
it can't be wrong. So there you have it. Those are our top 3 stories of the day. Go donate blood if you can. They give you a cookie.
That's pretty hype. Yeah, they give you food and everything, right?
Yeah, they give you a cookie afterwards to keep your blood sugar up, just keep you from passing out.
It'd be great if they could tell me whose blood, which person my blood went into. Is that weird?
Well,
seemed weird saying it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, most of them just go to a shelf, right? And then whenever it's needed, then
mine's gonna have to be more than that.
But I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I need to know like it's gonna be used like right now.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
you just hook me up to the person it's gonna be going into. Just
I'll go with them. I'll do it actually.
Yeah. So no, I'm not a big fan of giving blood just because it does make me a little queasy. But
really?
I'll do it, especially when there is a huge need like right now. So there's a blood assurance here in Columbia. That the picture that you saw is actually from a ribbon cutting at the blood assurance facility here in Columbia from a couple of years ago. So yeah, probably
blurred out for
all of their for privacy's sake.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is on the far left over there, but they definitely didn't get their face blurred out. So
Nah, but he's got a name tag. He wants everybody to know who he is.
that's true. Name tags are always good. But anyway, let's take a break. Justin, when we come back, I caught up with Nick Tressler, or Nicky T, of Raised Rowdy. And so we'll listen to what is going on in the world of Raised Rowdy, which is a lot. So if you're into country music, and specifically into country music non-superstars, folks that maybe you've not heard of yet, you definitely want to stick around and tune in. So this is Mornings on Main Street Media TV. We'll be back after this.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links. Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The 3 charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
At Sumner Funeral and Cremation, our mission is to serve families as our own, celebrate the life of their loved one, and help begin the healing process.
My whole family, including my wife and my mom and siblings, were very happy with the treatment that we received. I would highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation.
We offer funeral, burial, cremations, and pre-planning services.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Here now with Nick Tressler of The World, but he's Nicky T of Raised Rowdy. I know that a lot of folks out there are going, you see this title card and you say, who the heck is Nicky T? And that's a weird name. Well, it is a weird name, but it's okay because it fits this guy to a Nicky T. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Yeah, thanks for having me on, brother.
Hold on. Wait. Sorry. I got the wrong hat on. My bad. Okay. Now we're better now.
Yeah.
Things are good. So what's going on this fine and beautiful day?
Oh, not too much, man. Just enjoying a a luxurious day here in Nashville, Tennessee. The weather is pretty freaking nice this time of year.
It really is, and coming from a guy from Pennsylvania, that's a positive to hear.
Yes, yeah, we get like 4 days that are as nice as today is in the entire year up in Pennsylvania. So happy to be down here in Nashville.
I bet you are. I bet you are. You just recently moved down here. What 20? Did you move? You moved here in 2020, right?
Yeah, 2020, right when
time.
COVID started. Yeah. I mean, honestly, everything happens at a specific time for a reason, and I feel like this is when I was meant to be here.
Well, we're glad that you are here, and I for one am glad you're here, because if you weren't here now that I have kind of disappeared from the Nashville music scene, people would think that Nikki T had disappeared from the Nashville music scene.
Yeah.
I was getting mistaken for Nick all the time, and at some point I was just like, yes, absolutely, I am him. Email me, Nikki T at raisedrowdy.com.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that story. You're like, man, I just stopped telling them no. I wasn't. I was like, that's so great.
It's so much easier just to say, yep, absolutely. And I hope you guys have a great evening. You try to be nice to them, but yeah. So Raised Rowdy is something that I have been enjoying since early 2019, late 2018, when you guys came on the scene here in Nashville in a big way. Just trying to find a way to bring some eyeballs and ears to some great country music and other music that's not being heard maybe necessarily in the mainstream. So tell me a little bit about what Raised Rowdy is and what you guys have been doing.
Yeah, man. So we just hit our 5-year mark, but I've only been in Nashville for, like you said, right around 2 years. So we are a product of fans that are just so into music and so into going to concerts. That's just such an important part of our lives. And we were always the folks that were telling people, oh, you should check out this person, or making sure that we were there to show for the opener, to support them and to see their live set. They figured out along the way that there's a lot more people that were like us, that are going to a festival or going to a concert is a big portion of their life. It's things that make their lives more enjoyable. And like being a good fan at a show and finding friends there has been a way to kind of make more friends for us. So it grew from what started as a friendship group, just a crew of people that went to concerts together, into like kind of what it is now, which is like where we promote the people that we think deserve it. Whether they're on the biggest stages in the planet, or whether they are playing their first writers round, or, cutting their teeth in, the Southeast or whatever they're doing. So
yeah, it's interesting because when I would go to festivals, I was always there early because I wanted to see the people who were playing early. I wasn't necessarily there for the headliner, and that's when you guys came around, and I was just like, I found kind of my people who had those same ideas and wanted to see the guys and ladies who are really paying their dues right now, and a lot of them just not getting a whole lot of love from the rest of the music media. But that was where you guys focused, and I loved that, and I wanted to be a part of it. And so I was so fortunate to be a part of it for a couple of years. And you guys have just continued that. You're still out there, amplifying voices that aren't being heard maybe in the mainstream.
Yeah, that's been a big part of it, man. And like, over the years, I've had a lot of different opportunities to help do that. Had a radio show back in Pittsburgh for about 1.5 years. And we also have the Raised Rowdy podcast, where we talk a mix of artists and producers, just people that are doing it in the music scene. We just released one with a guy named Keller Cox, who is from Texas. And I'll tell you what, like, a lot of people don't know Keller's name, but when you hear his story, it's so inspiring. And it's crazy. We have our producer, Charlie, mixes a song that Kurt plays with the artist. Kurt plays in Luke Combs' band, pretty much anything with strings. So the artists that come on our podcast, they have a recording with Kurt, and then Charlie tunes it and makes it sound great. And then we had our first one released. Keller Cox dropped his acoustic version of his Sticks and Stones to Spotify. So it's kind of cool, just full circle stuff for us, just trying to be a good member of the music community. help the people that need it and the people that deserve it, because there's so many good people out there. And there's ways now, like TikTok is a great way for people to discover music, and this was kind of like our version of A&R before you could do your own A&R work online as easily, and there's still stuff in the scene here in Nashville, Tennessee that you will see that no one else will know for another year or two, and there's a lot of people that we've talked to over the years that have been like, man, you guys were supporting me before anyone else was. Ian Munsick being one of those guys, like now a Warner guy out on the road on major tours, playing full band gigs, but he doesn't forget that we were there supporting and like talking about his music and saw it before a lot of folks did. So it's been fun, man.
Guys, and you mentioned TikTok and folks that Raised Rowdy was promoting way before I can remember writing stories about Trey Lewis in like 2019, and nobody knew who he was for another year and a half. And, it really is something special. It's kind of like Know Before You Go. It's really, you guys can be a part of the beginning if you really, really want to try and focus on, some of these folks that are gonna be making a name for themselves in the next year or so. Just follow Raised Rowdy all over social media and raisedrowdy.com. I promise you're gonna find some folks that you absolutely love, and I'm looking forward to it. And I love that you mentioned the podcast, because I think the podcast is one of the coolest things that you guys are doing. I love listening to it because, one, Kurt Ozan, who, as you said, is a member of Luke Combs' band, and he just makes the world go around. He's hilarious, and you guys are as well. And I love that, he's able to connect with them on the music side, on the artist type side. And then, you come in and you have this whole other side of the brain, and it makes it all come together, because you get both, the music industry, but also the artistry side, and it's a really great podcast, and you guys do a fantastic job. So I love that that's continuing.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I mean, it's just always been something where we're just trying to shine light on what we think's great, and it's been a gigantic blessing since being here. We got a podcast producer, Charlie Sherwood, who's dynamite, not only at the podcast but the production of the song after. Got Kurt as a co-host, who's one of my best friends, and like you said, just a creative, man. He's literally cartoon character nice. That's not fake. He really is.
He really is.
And he's talented at everything he touches. Anything with strings. He's an amazing photographer. So I'm just super blessed to have people like that in the wheelhouse. And just over the years have had so many people like you as part of Raised Rowdy, man, and just such a blessing.
So one of the other things that you guys are doing, and I can remember having these conversations with you, obviously before you moved here, and it was pie in the sky. It was, this is the long-term goals of Raised Rowdy, is to be able to put our favorite artists on a stage where people will come and watch them on a Sunday night in Nashville.
Yeah.
And you guys have been doing that Writers Round now for a little over a year, and it has just taken off. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, like I said, timing always takes a place in things. And when we got to town, it was still the end of COVID. So there, that was the time where you could be out, but you had to have a mask till you hit the table, then you could take it off, So
right.
that's the conditions we started this Writers Round in, which sounds like it's bad conditions, but that also meant that all the folks that the previous 3 years that we were doing this thing that we had made connections with, now were in town way more than they were supposed to be.
That's true.
So people that would normally be on the road 5 days out of a 7-day week now weren't doing that because they couldn't tour. And they still liked playing for fans, even if it was 107 of them at Live Oak as opposed to 3,000 people. So we started the Writers Round at Live Oak. We did a few takeovers of some events there before I was in town, but it just kind of took off running. Within the first 5 months having a Writers Round, we had Luke Combs, Riley Green, Ashley McBride, multiple songwriters with tons of #1 hits. We had a takeover of Big Loud Records, which is, my day job now as I work for Big Loud Records in the marketing department. All of that stuff came to be within the first 5 months of being there. Like if you know what Luke Combs' rate is, we got him for a few Jack and Cokes, you know. So
Right.
it's just it's just a crazy thing. It's mind-boggling, and honestly, there'll probably never be another time span where you could do that kind of thing. So I'm just so lucky to have had an opportunity to do that, and now we get to keep building that. We get to find the next stars, right? Like the people that hopefully will be in Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen's or Ashley McBride's shoes, you know.
Absolutely.
We get to help put some eyes on them. There's things that have happened since I've been in town, like the Trey Lewis thing, you know, his whole blow up of stardom, and just trying to figure out like what that looks like and getting to see it firsthand from that. And then just recently there's a kid, Austin Snell, whose song Excuse the Mess has just went viral on TikTok and has just been doing crazy things for his life. And he was someone that Sarah covered for us, you know, back 2.5 years ago, you know, so before he was even in town and doing music full time. So it's just super great to be able to just be feel like we're just like a little piece of what these artists are doing, you know. And for these artists that are on the come up, we're more than just a piece of it. We are eyes and ears of people in the industry here that are paying attention to what we're doing, and then therefore paying attention to what they're doing. And it's become a community.
Yeah,
So-
and it's so great now. And look, don't get me wrong, I loved the memes. We had some great memes back in the day, but
Right.
I love that now it's not the memes that are bringing the people to Raised Rowdy. It's the music, and obviously memes are always great. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we still do some of those for sure, you know.
You gotta keep those going. That is the goofiest stuff, but I love it. But if you go follow at Raised Rowdy on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, Facebook, and then of course raisedrowdy.com, you can see, you know, just such great stuff, and you guys are killing it, man. I'm so glad that you are continuing to be able to push these voices and amplify these artists who absolutely deserve it, because let's be honest, they say it all the time, you know, the server at your restaurant is probably the second best thing you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
And
so true here.
And those just, you know, those voices are the ones that you guys are amplifying, and you guys are killing it. So thank you for taking time with us today. It's always a pleasure to have you on Mornings on Main Street, and I'm looking forward to hearing what's next from you and from Raised Rowdy.
Absolutely. Just wait. We got some big things coming.
All right. Well, go download their podcast as well. It's the Raised Rowdy podcast on Apple, Google, Spotify, all that stuff. So go get that as well. We appreciate you, Nick, and we will take a quick break. When we come back, it is National Calendar Day. What day is it? We'll tell you right after this on Mornings on Main Street.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. Is, you know, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's, you know, we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So, you know, whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
So, I got a DUI. Mom, Dad.
Why didn't you just call someone for a ride?
I wasn't thinking ahead. I didn't think I was gonna get caught. Yeah, my best friend Tim.
Still coming to my bachelor party next month?
This DUI cost me 10 grand. So, no. Yeah, you, in the back.
Did you know I almost died when you hit me?
I didn't think this would affect So many people.
Think it was worth it?
No more questions.
Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen. Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The three charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
Yes, you are looking live at downtown Nashville, Broadway, 5th Avenue, Bridgestone Arena. And Bridgestone Arena will host on April 23rd of next year, Justin. Have you heard? Nate Bargatze will be playing his hometown, Bridgestone Arena.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's right from around the way.
So if you are looking to get tickets for that, you can use the code Nashville on Ticketmaster.com to get the pre-sale tickets for Nate Bargatze's hometown show at Bridgestone Arena, April 23rd. And not super expensive, about $45 a pop.
That's not bad.
So
that's not bad at all.
I mean, yeah, and that's for like the lower level. Which here's the thing. Nice. If you're going to see a comedian, you can sit on the top row or the front row, and it's the same show. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it literally is. I haven't been to too many stand-up comedian acts. Just one. My dad and the family too. Christopher Titus. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hilarious. It was so funny. Where's that at now?
So, I mean, like, do you just not go to comedy clubs?
No, I'm not against it or anything. It's just, or I have been to a couple like open mic nights. Yeah, not to participate, but to be in, to watch. I'm
a huge fan of stand-up comedy, and so yeah. I go to Zanies. I went to Zanies I've seen Killer Bees there a couple of times. Dusty Slay.
It's a cool spot.
It is a great spot, but not only that, but the spot that's in Marathon Music Works. I can't remember. It's Blue Moon or Half Moon Comedy, something like that. It's over in the Marathon Music or Marathon building off of Charlotte.
There's one in Chattanooga, Comedy Catch. That's where we.
Yeah, Comedy Catch is big. That's a spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of stand-up comics. Big fan.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see here. Let's take a look. Looks like everybody's.
Yeah, there are a lot of people out today.
Enjoying the day. It's a beautiful day. How beautiful is it? Why don't you tell us, Justin?
Let's tell you right now. Weather is brought to you by Rory Meat Service, your local Nashville meat shop. Whether it be bologna sandwich, ribs, mac and cheese, or an RC Cola, you'll be in heaven. Everybody on that staff is very nice and attentive. It's highly recommended by everybody here at Main Street Media, but especially me and Chris. And if you want to barbecue at home and you have friends, if that's your cup of tea, they have raw meat to go. You can check them out online at rawmeatservice.com. They have an awesome photo gallery showing everything I just said. You can also go visit them in person at 605 South 19th Street in Nashville, or give them a call at 615-227-2583. Raw Meat Service. What is the weather? It is high 64, low 39, mostly sunny, except for that 1% chance of rain hanging out, 25% humidity all day, and 5 out of 10 UV index. That is your weather for today, brought to you by Raw Meat Service.
And now, one last look at traffic. Traffic is brought to you by 54 to Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults. They're a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting the website joinallofus.org/54. You can see there a stalled vehicle on the left shoulder at the Elm Hill Pike for the eastbound entrance ramp and off ramp. Hey, there is actually, it looks like we've got an accident, a multi-vehicle crash on 40 or maybe 24 coming in. I'm not sure. Yeah, there it is. There's a multi-vehicle crash at mile marker 212, and the westbound left shoulder is blocked. It looks like
it's this guy.
That's interesting. Okay, maybe it is him. All right. And then on 65 northbound, there is a single vehicle crash in the Brentwood area. And I think one of the entrance ramps is actually blocked. You have to go a little bit farther south. Well, looks like it may be cleared up. And maybe that's it. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. But I do know that, there it is right there. Oh, that's the entrance ramp from McEwen Lane. Okay, from the off ramp there as they're getting on. So be careful if you're heading on 65 north from Murray County or from South Franklin, Berry Farm, that area. You'll definitely see some slowdowns there if you're heading into Nashville. That's going to do it for this episode of Mornings on Main Street. Hope you guys have had a fantastic day and hanging out with us here. I like that, man, that neon behind you is looking fire.
Yeah, I just got, so I think you showed me that you can still wedge it in there even if it's bent a little bit,
Yeah.
So that's what it was just now, and I was trying to work on it all show, but no, you can't see
I'm
it.
so glad that we got the live on it. Oh, look at you, man. You're so cool. Cooler than the other side of the pillow, Justin. Cool.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you being here with us. And we've got Devin O'Day coming up right after this with Main Street Today. Main Street Sports Today, 2:00. Myself, Justin, and Mo Patton. And then, of course, George Plaster, Coach Watson Brown, Billy Derrick coming to you at 4:00 as well. That's every weekday here on Main Street Media TV. Again, download your app on Roku, Fire Stick, Apple products, also your iOS free app on your iPhone or iPad. You can watch us live or on demand
on a stream.
And that's going to do it. Thanks again once again for tuning in to Mornings on Main Street. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here on Main Street Media TV.
See y'all.